Next up I have here from Dark Force Entertainment and Code Red is Dead Pit, and this is directed by Leonard. And what this is about, it's about this doctor who kind of like is obsessed with the dead, and he like does experiments in this like underground thing, not like Hellraiser 2, but he does like experiments, and he has this like pit of all the dead that he throws them into, and his fellow colleague finds out about this, ends up putting a stop to him, killing him and putting him into the pit with all the others, and then seals the place up. Now it's 20 years later, and there's this new person to the ward, because it's like a, you know, a kind of not fancy, but it's like cleaned up and everything. And this girl, they don't know her name, they call her Jane Doe, and something happens. There was like an earthquake, and it kind of unseals the underground with the dead pit. So now this Jane Doe is seeing images of the doctor that was buried, and various people are starting to go missing, and you see the doctor take them, and he's doing like experiments on them, like he does, like takes like this long thing and sticks it right here up into their brain, I guess. And it's I wouldn't say it's gory or horrific, but it's like, if you think about that happening, it's pretty like, ugh. But so now she doesn't know why this is going on. She has amnesia. Again, she can't remember her name. So they start trying to find out things through hypnosis, and then some things get revealed and stuff like that. But it's the first time I've seen the movie. I did have it on VHS, and I have seen the trailer VHS wise, but I never watched it before, and I got it here now. But I do think this release wasn't bad. It has a brand new 2K scan from the original negative with extensive scene-by-scene correction. I thought it looked pretty good. I don't think it looked amazing. Like, some things are cleaned up and it's like, wow. But I do think it looked good. I think it looked nice. I thought it sounded good too. And the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was a little bit of a slow drag, you know, slow burn, but not too slow. But you know, it's, you know, when you get your chance to look at Cheryl Lawson in this, she's gorgeous. And there's like so many different characters, being that they're in this place, you know, in this psych ward kind of place. You just, based on the imagery and that, you know something's going to happen big toward the end. But you know, it was kind of cool to see her try to, you know, figure out what about her past and that. And in her, they actually interview her. I'm not sure when the interview took place. It looks like more recently, but they interview her and a few others. But she's talking about things in the movie, like she gets like kind of like possessed in the one part, and she does this voice thing. And I thought it was like, you know, they screwed around with the voice track or whatever. And here it was her doing it, and she actually did in the interview, and it was like creepy. It was like, wow, I didn't know she actually did that. And then there's like another little thing about her running. A lot of times, like she said it called for her to wear like a t-shirt and underwear, and her idea was to make it a crop top. And you know, that way when she's running at it doesn't, you know, get caught or whatever. And what you don't, but watching the movie, I know now, but I didn't realize it while watching the movie. Her clothes get smaller and smaller because as the movie was being made, they kept washing the clothes, and being that it was 100% cotton, it kept shrinking. So her clothes kept getting smaller and smaller throughout the whole movie as it's progressing, which is kind of a little funny thing because you'd never know unless you watch the interview. But yeah, her character seems very naive, but obviously you know, watch her in the interview, she's an intelligent woman in that. But she had a lot of fun. She was actually making another film. She doesn't say what, but she was. I'm gonna guess and say The Vineyard, or maybe. But she was making another movie, and then she heard about this one from somebody, so she went out and tried out for it and got the part, got the lead, you know. But yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. I liked it, you know. And again, it looked good, it sounded good. Not great. I would say this edition is obviously, I believe it's the first time on Blu-ray. I don't know anything about overseas or any of that, if they have an edition, but here in America, I believe this is the first one. And I like it. I think it looks good. In fact, this slipcover is amazing. I'll show you that too. But, you know, I think it's just cool that this finally is on Blu-ray. The end scene, though, I will say, I won't say what happens, but it just seems like they lost budget at the end of the movie. Because the whole end scene of what happens with the building and all that, it's let's just say there was no shots of the building from outside. It was like a model of what happens to everything. And it looked very, very bad and very cheesy. It made me laugh, you know, but whatever. I don't know if it's supposed to. But I really, really hope that, you know, again, this is a good enough edition for now. But I hope there's another edition that comes out of this, that somebody else puts it out, like maybe Vinegar Syndrome, which would be awesome. Or like, you know, Arrow puts one out of it that has more special features, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, for now, I think this is pretty cool. I really like this one. But yeah, let me show you more about this. And here you have the slip cover here. I'll show you there. And you got that underneath. Now the cool thing about the slip cover is on the VHS it was embossed like this came out. Well, now they made this slip cover also embossed. I can't really tell. But it also glows in the dark. Because I believe on the VHS, now I didn't have the cover on the VHS, I believe his eyes blinked green. And this doesn't do that. But this does glow in the dark. I'm not going to show you now, but it does glow in the dark and it looks really, really cool. I'm a sucker for anything GITD, glow in the dark, and it just looks really, really cool. That's a cool cool feature that they did. You know, I really like it. It would have been cool if it blinked, but I'm fine with the glow in the dark. And then they have the same imagery here. You know, it's not glow in the dark though, and it's not embossed, but it is, you know, there. And this is the same imagery on the back. And then you have that on the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is region A, B, and C. And there are the special features. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. So all in all, first time watch, I liked it. I would watch it again. It turns into a pretty crazy mess at the end. I would have liked to have seen more to the movie, like more, like, you know, of the dead walking around and stuff. I would have liked to see more of that kind of stuff. But yeah, not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I think this edition is good for now. I would love to see, again, like I said, somebody else put this out, and hopefully we get that one day with more special features and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, looked good, sounded good. I enjoyed it, and I'd watch it again. So yeah, that's Dead Pit.